Hey, this is Law.
Hello.
What's happening today?
So we have, so last Friday what happened was, went on a little group ride, and then we ended up messing up Adrian's rim. It's not seen on this side, but what happened was he was riding off of this one trail, went off into a gutter, and then we got a little bumpier. You can end up looking down a little bit.
I
and
see.
you'll end
I
up
see
seeing that
his
crack.
crack. Yeah. That's just nowhere to. Is there no way to fix that rim?
So theoretically, you could take it to a shop and then have them try to fix the rim, but that's probably gonna end up costing you maybe $120, $175. It depends on who's doing it, but at the same time, with a crack like that, it's not exactly worth it when considering that you can buy a new rim for about 200. There's a 275.
Yeah. So this is a new motor for 240 from E-Wheels, and they are getting rims. Oh, it was there.
Yeah, it is there.
And they are getting rims for 130,
Right.
but they're not in yet. So we opted for changing the motor.
Yep. As long as we have spares.
That was your idea, wasn't it? That was your idea. Change the whole engine.
Yeah, it'll be easier than having to remove the rim. Sometimes it's just a super tight fit, trying to get everything out.
Okay.
So we got all this foam.
Wow. Look at that.
Excellent packaging. Just gotta get this.
And where did we get this part from?
We got this from E-Wheels. Always.
It was delivered in 2 business days.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's quick.
Quick.
Thank you, Jason, for being efficient. Okay, so we got that. A whole bunch of styrofoam.
Wow. Is that heavy?
No, it's not that bad.
I'd
I'd probably say.
Woo, that is pretty heavy.
Let's weigh it. Let's see. How much you got? We got a weighing scale here. Weighing scale is saying 17 pounds.
Wow. So it's like a third of the weight?
A third of the wheel.
Okay.
So 50 pounds being the full weight. And then, yeah. Okay. So we'll put this here. Gotta get all that styrofoam off. Put it in their packaging just to keep things clean.
So Law, tell us a little background about you and the EUC. What you have a certain ride style and you have many wheels. You're doing it for a while, and you also make parts, right?
Yeah, let's go with that. So I've been riding for almost a year now. Started about last June 2019. I'm always into all types of random forms of transportation. Say something little like this, say freeline skates. It's something that not a lot of people end up riding, but you end up seeing. Definitely.
Wow.
Excuse me. Yeah, I like things that are weird.
Weird stuff.
Things that are weird, things that are efficient.
So one thing I noticed with you is that you recommend people to learn to handle their wheel, jump, turn around, because that gives you the safety to...
Exactly, to be able to handle any crappy situation. So theoretically, if you're riding a straight line and then you find a random rock that you're unexpecting in the middle of the night, you want to be able to counter that loss of balance and be able to bring yourself back upright. It's the little things that definitely make you a better rider.
So you were kind of in the Las Vegas Group. You're kind of the one that takes responsibility to train the newbies, and you take a lot of ownership in that. Why is that? What's your motivation for training people?
Building a community is one of the biggest things for anything that I like. That's the biggest thing. One of the biggest reasons that I love EUC is just because having a tight-knit community, it's nice. You have people that you can rely on, people that will get you through the day if you end up eating it at 20 plus miles an hour.
And how's the EUC community in Vegas been growing lately?
Oh, it's nuts. I mean, we originally had like maybe 5 riders last year, and that's blown up to 20 plus. And there's definitely no time that's going to be reducing. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You should get a wet paper towel just to clean off the all the static.
So what's the strategy going into this? What are we doing here?
So we get the pedal off, shell, and then undo whatever needs to be undone.
Is it so that the King Songs are easier to work on than the Gotways?
Word on the street is that is exactly how it is.
And word from you?
Word from me. As far as motor swaps, I haven't done a motor swap with a King Song yet, but from videos I've seen and people doing inner tube changes, this is definitely way easier looking.
Okay. So you're just winging it now?
In this case, yes. Normally I have a better idea, just because not everybody pops their inner tube and destroys their rim.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, everything's made to be easily fixed, if anything, because EUCs are...
But this is like something you would have to do when you change your inner tube or even the tire is worn out. So this is something everyone at some point will have to do.
Same with LEDs.
Okay.
LEDs are another thing that you have to definitely learn how to do this for.
So it's slightly more complicated than a bicycle then?
Yeah, exactly. So with this, you want like a little thin rod, just to tap out the rod or the pedal head. There we go. Everything you want to keep in a small tray or somewhere close by. So this pedal, there's no shims. Gotways usually have like little like 2 black shims that you would have to save and then make sure you don't lose. King Song, they keep it simple. So we have this now. Now we have this. So we have like maybe 10 screw points. They are extremely fun to find.
So you have to remove the glue.
At least just the edge, just to be able to figure out where you're at. So something that I've done with a lot of King Songs, you see how it's like kind of roughed up here?
Yeah.
That's the pedal constantly rubbing up against it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I take a knife and I cut it. Reason being, it lets the pedal come up and down more freely. There's already a magnet inside, so that's what's going to be retaining the pedal.
All right.
So then if you reduce that, then...
Does the Gotway have a magnet?
Gotway has magnets too.
Okay.
They're all have about the same mindset. Yeah, so we're just gonna free up those 2 screws. We're not gonna do this with the whole body, but just those specifically. This is pointless. I don't like this.
Oh.
This extra rubber. No one gets to see that rubber.
Nope.
Where'd my trash bag go? Okay, so we got that. Take a Phillips head. You want something that's a little bit longer, at least like maybe an inch plus.
Yeah.
Or 2 inches. Because there's some points that are more on the deep end, and then you end up having a little bit of trouble reaching them.
So you're not a drill person. I see a lot of people use drills for
Hand
everything.
tools. I love hand tools. Yeah. As far as like taking the screws out, drill's fine. But when you're putting it back in, you do not want to strip a screw. Otherwise, you end up having a wheel stuck. I like the adhesive on this.
Huh?
I like the adhesive on this wheel because prior versions of the King Song 16X had a lot more difficult material to have to rip off.
So they have made iteration of the 16X.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a couple of them. I couldn't give you the specific number, but they've changed the pads as well. The original pads used to be all completely flush along the body, but now they have that top pad that kind of comes out a little bit more. Right here. Yeah, a little extra chunk.
And you own a King Song yourself, right?
I do. That was my second wheel. So my very first wheel was a King Song 16S, and I loved that. But then I ended up riding with these 2 guys, very first group ride. And I was not fast enough. They had a Nikola and a Tesla. So what happened was I was constantly left in the dust when they were cruising at about like 25, 30 at much happier speed. Not saying that 20 20, 22 miles an hour is fast, or not fast at all. Not fast enough, because it's definitely fast enough for a lot of people who ride. It's just dependent on the group that you're with. So like here, what I was saying, you need something that can reach deep into the body. So sticking that in, you're gonna need at least the 2 inches plus.
Okay. And what was the difference between the 18S and X? And what does S stand for?
The 18S and the X?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no 18X.
I mean 16. Yeah, sorry.
The 16S and the X. So the 16S is like a more circular iteration. That thing it's got like 30, 40 miles of range. The X ends up having, it's like 60, 70 on paper.
Okay.
My fat ass is probably maybe closer to 50. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking a flathead. You take the flathead bit just to pull away the adhesive a bit, or just to scrape it and chisel it rather than have to tear the whole pad and make it not pretty.
It's weird that they put the pads over the screws.
I agree.
When this is a common maintenance for changing the tire.
Like what happens is it's nice because you have a little bit of rain proofing for that, so you have a little bit less rust over time.
Which is not the issue in Vegas.
It shouldn't be an issue. In Vegas, I'd be extremely worried. You definitely dropped it in some man-made lake, or you got really unlucky with the 2 puddles that are here every so often. So it's gonna be, we had 1, what was it? You count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you got 5 right here. So it's 10 per side.
And you have to open both sides?
Correct. Start off with this side though, just to get that done.
It's stubborn.
Yeah, it's a little rough, but it's doable.
The shell is beautiful.
Oh, it's
like
gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's very solid.
Yeah. You don't cry too much when you scratch it. Like my issue with the gloss shells is you end up scratching it once and then you cry because it's definitely not something that's easily hidden. Where did I put that other tool? All the way. There we go. Again, just peeling away. Yeah, for the older pads, those things just tore instantly.
What glue do you guess they're using in there?
Something.
Yeah.
Something stronger than they need. Like in terms of adhesives like this, I don't think it's necessary to have the hardest glue or whatever. Because yes, the pad can shift and peel off, but with enough pad, it's not gonna make a difference.
Oh.
Yeah. If they had Velcro, that'd be nice. Just trying to grab the screw. So right now we've got all of those 10 screws on one side undone. So I'm just gonna lift it off.
Oh, look at this.
So bottom of the shell, you see this magnet. That's the magnet that's holding up the pedal.
Yeah.
Oh, they added extra foam. This is nice because what happened was the older iterations of these wheels didn't have dust covers. So then you'd have a giant cloud of dust whenever you pulled it off.
They're dust covers.
It still reaches in a little bit off the side, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be.
Look at this.
Okay, so we'll throw that off to the side.
And that's like...
Yep, this is our speaker that yells at you.
This is hard.
Yep, these are the speakers. You got the beeper. This strip light, if you ever need to change that light, then it's coming off of... It is this end, I think. There's some kind of connection off of there, but we'll get past that another time.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got these right here.
Oh.
Let's free some stuff up real quick. So this is just a random piece of foam. It's protecting the wires and the battery and stuff. So we got that. So we are freeing up the wheel. This is the, I don't know what specific connector that is, but it's whatever this connector is. We're just we're trying to free up that thing.
Okay.
Get that out. Let's start with that before we even deal with the screws for the pedal hangers. So we're gonna take these two screws right here. That's holding the tail light.
This really is a little bit techy, huh?
Yeah.
Not for the faint at heart.
Right. Nice. Thank you, sir. Okay, so we got that. This little connector, let's undo that carefully because that is just suspended barely.
Yeah.
Let's put that over by the shell. Okay, so now we have this. Do I have wire nippers? No, but we have a box cutter.
Wow, so they really had a lot of security and padding and...
King Song cares. I mean, all companies care, they don't want to look bad. Okay, so we got that. Let's unplug this. There we go. What's this? There's a specific one.
Is there anything you're worried about here in terms of like voltage from the battery and...
With a motor swap, no, it should be
Okay.
fine. Yeah, because this is our power source going towards that. If you are worried, then you could just unplug this one. I think this goes to the board.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll just start with that one. After we freed up this part, let's get these little hanger screws undone. So with these hanger screws, you just want to make sure that you have a beefy enough screwdriver to not strip your screws. Okay, so pedal hanger suspended by 5 screws. That's what I was doing just a second ago. I was applying extra pressure from the pedal back into the shell.
Okay.
As you release more screws from the shell, the screws end up pushing against the shell and the pedal hanger, giving you a little bit harder of a time to pull them out.
I see.
All the screws are the same size. All the screws for the outer shell are also the same size, so you don't really have to worry all too much. So now we got this. I am going to tuck this back in place. I'm gonna put that light off to the side. Let's take our shell, throw it back on, so we can flip this whole wheel over again. And then get access to the other side. Now we have the other shell done, same exact 10 screw placements. The shells are symmetrical, so it works out that way.
Wow.
This, collect your screws if they're gonna fall out. Okay.
Is this battery connected with the one on the other side, or are they separate? So 2 parts, or is it one? Probably 2 parts, right?
Good question.
Yeah. Because there's a wheel in between.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured it'd be easier to have them as 2 separate items.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got this wire. Let's find out where that one goes. So let's get this piece of foam out of the way, just like the other side.
So this is a dampen the fall of the...
I think this foam is more specifically to just keep this wire out from everything. But yeah,
Okay.
I guess it would end up having a little bit of buffer.
Yeah.
So we got that, it's leading over to this side. This time we won't have to take apart that thing. So we'll just free up that foam, free up this foam. And then we got this connector. We got all the silicone. Just gotta be careful pulling it apart.
Wow, so that's just a bunch of gunk to just keep it together.
Yep.
So it's really well built.
Yeah. I'm glad it's there.
Because everything is moving constantly, right? See?
Right.
And the other one, it just had like a
Zip tie.
but here it's...
Zip tie is simple.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's...
Why do you think they went with a glue instead of, like, for example, tape? Is it because it's faster in production?
I figure it would be.
Because it's just do the glue gun.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I guess it could be for insulation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what this other plug looks like. Okay. Now I just gotta free that portion up and then it should be fine. So the goal is to not cut myself. Okay, so we freed up that part. Let's try to pull it apart.
So in the front shell, do you think it would be easier to take the glue off if you heated it up first with a...
I don't think it would work out that way.
You don't think that would work out?
Nah. At least with that question, I couldn't exactly tell you.
And I would do it with stickers and
Right.
all the gunky stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably a different type of glue.
Like Goo Gone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Wow.
Got that unplugged. Yeah, you just gotta squeeze that back end while you're trying to pull it off. Now get that, clean up the trash. Again, we just unplugged this. Now let's get these screws undone. This time I'm just gonna undo the initial twist and then free everything else up.
If you look at all the components, it's not really too much to it.
Exactly.
You know, it's like speakers, LED, battery, motor.
Yeah. A lot less thinking of what's gonna break. It's all one single board too, so that helps.
And the screws are all equal length.
They're all the same.
Wow.
Yep.
Someone thought about the...
It's nice, making our lives easier. Okay, so important. So we have this LED strip. If you pull this down, you're gonna end up destroying that. We don't want to destroy that. So let's lift it over.
There we go.
That one, get this wire out of the way. Let's repeat that with the other side. I should, let's get that. So what we do, with that. I can already feel this thing completely free from everything else.
Oh, really?
Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start lifting this up. And then make sure there's nothing else getting caught. Is the other side clear?
The other side is, yeah, it's clear.
No extra BS.
Clear.
Okay, so pull this off. I'm getting snagged. Or can you grab the this one? Pull the that cord through. This cord has to go under.
Oh, under?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, the cord
Yep.
gets stuck there. That's why I didn't see.
Snag. So we have this, and then bam,
Wow.
we have that.
Schmidt.
I'm gonna put this off to the side. Don't let it rest on the LEDs. You're gonna have a bad day. Take this shell, put it over here. Now we have this. Let's get this all undone first.
Okay.
So right here, what I love about King Song is this pedal hanger. Gotway needs to adapt. Yeah. So you just undo these little Allen keys bits, and then it's pretty much good to go. That's not the right size. Let's get something that fits. Tools. So pretty much all the tools we need is just screwdriver, Allen keys, and yeah, that's it really. Maybe a blade. Cool, perfect size.
Okay. Do you know on top of your head what size that is?
Nope. Just get a whole Allen key set and you'll be good to go. They come pretty cheap. But then, alright, this one, extra twisting.
Wow.
Yeah, honest.
That's some industrial strength there.
Yeah. I'd hope it is. It's just nothing interesting that I noticed. That doesn't seem like anything.
It's not the opposite way, huh?
Yeah, it should be. Okay. I mean, yeah, you do this and you're gonna get. Okay. A little movement.
Oh.
There we go. Let's start the other side.
That was easier.
Yeah, right? Okay. Look at this. Started twisting the.
Wow.
Key. It's an old key, so it makes sense, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was a lot of strength to put in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing didn't crack.
All
Could
right.
have.
So get a nice set of Allen keys, so then you don't have to worry about this thing twisting. I guess this is where power tools could have come in handy. That's free enough. Okay.
Okay.
Now.
And that is the gunk that is. Do you know what kind of gunk that is?
It's silicone.
Oh, it's silicone.
Yeah. We're gonna cut at it and not cut the wire, because this motor is still good.
That would be like a part.
What was that?
Yeah, that would be like a part that can be
Exactly.
used.
Somebody might need it one day.
Somebody might need it one day. You might be able to replace the rim on it, and then it'll all be good to go.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's another perk of having a good community. If you have enough people around you, it becomes cheaper to repair stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
free
There
enough.
we go.
We'll pull this through.
Yay.
Yay! That's one side.
Wow.
Just gonna clean this up for the sake of. Nah.
Nah.
Let's continue. Okay, so we got the one side. We got this other side. Same exact process. So, we just freed these two up. Same thing as the other one. We just take a box cutter, cut away whatever silicone is in the way, and then we'll just pull it through. Easy day. I wish every other company had these, just because if with the pedal shims and everything. So other wheels they have two little shims like are going up and down, and then those things get planted inside, and they wear out really quick. As opposed to these, you just keep twisting them or tightening them down.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we got that. Let's free up the tire.
Let's see the injury.
We got some tire forks. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Let's grab some tire forks. Start. Let's take it off here and do it down low. Grab that. There's no spokes to to hold on to. Let's start. Two.
Is it a tighter fit in bicycle or is it exactly the same?
It should be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these tires are made for bicycles, I think. Okay. Just not a matter of getting it off.
Do you want me to keep my foot on there? Or?
What was that? Thank you. Okay, just gotta keep working our way up. Okay, there we go.
Wow.
Just that initial.
The initial one, yeah.
Just popping the lip off. Okay.
What do you say is the hardest part about unicycle repairs that you wouldn't want to do?
Starting.
Starting.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just are scared of the unknown. So then you're already riding a unicycle that's self-balancing. Might as well just commit with the repairs.
Yeah.
But yeah. Gotta get this off.
So you take it on the same side, I see. That's how it works.
Yeah.
What kind of threading do you prefer on a tire?
Treads?
Yeah.
Depends on the wheel. So
For the King Song?
for the Kings, this one, I think this is a perfect tread. It
Okay.
works. Yeah. This is like a good all-around type of deal, which is exactly what the King Song kind of does.
So King Song is more like what is the strength of the King Song 16X, what you would say, compared to
16X
others?
is the best all-around.
All around, okay. It does,
So looking at this in comparison to other wheels, you never really have to worry about this thing being too nimble or too slow or yes, too slow depending on who's riding it. But for the most part, it's
31 miles per hour should be enough to hang.
31, but it's not really 31, it's like 25 because at speed you end up how do people do this efficiently?
Damn, that was tough.
But yeah, I mean, because again, say if you're riding at 70%, and then you dip down lower than 50% just by having your weight creating extra battery sag. As soon as it hits that 50% mark, then it's gonna start tilting you back, yelling at you.
So you're talking about 50% of the battery.
Yeah, 50% battery, right?
And already there it starts to limit the speed.
Exactly.
Is that for safety issues or?
It's definitely for safety issues. It reduces the amount of cutouts on these wheels, which is helpful. But at the same time, when people who are more experienced with their wheels want to go faster at 50%, then it just becomes more of a nuisance.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I could definitely see for future there being a toggle, because if you could toggle something like that, then you will have a better time with a lot of wheels.
And you own a 16X yourself.
Yep.
And what wheels do you own now?
So right now, I had a 16X or 16S initially. Sold that off to my ex. Now I've got the 16X and the MSP. Those I easily believe are like the best combination of wheels to own. If you want the extra speed, then maybe a third wheel.
A Monster maybe, or?
Yeah, either the 100 volt Monster or 100 volt MSX.
Okay.
Those would be good. But we'll see what happens. We got this free.
Wow. Let's see the injury.
A little annoying. Okay.
Oops. That's what we call it. Oh, there he goes. Wow.
Yeah, that's a big chunk.
Wow. That
So
was
if they wanted to fix that.
We probably wouldn't be able to help fix that one, would we?
Let's see what happens. Just take a vice grip.
Yeah.
Might need to use my bigger one. But
Oh.
no, you would need like
We need some more powerful tools for this.
Yeah, what I've seen people do is use what's it called? Just like a regular vice grip, like a table clamp,
Yeah.
and then pinch it off and then bend it off.
Yeah, but the crack is.
Right. Yeah. Again, you would have to take
Integrity,
it. You would take it to a shop and have someone weld it back on.
Yeah.
But it's okay. If the dent wasn't so bad, then it'd be a lot more worth it. Okay. So now we'll put that original motor off to the side.
This is the brand.
Fresh, pretty one. Let's get that new inner tube.
Wonder if we can find the issue with that inner tube. Where the.
Sure we could.
This is probably.
Is it the side with the tear?
What?
Oh, there we go.
What is it?
Yeah, we'll work our way. It's on this side. Up there you go. Right
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just right here.
Oh, right.
That could definitely be patched,
Yeah.
but
What's the point?
yeah, maybe for future.
And that one was $20. That inner tube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, throw away the extra foam. Let's take off this little nozzle. Or even before that, let's get this thing back on.
Okay.
Yeah, so the tire, looking at that, I want to figure out which direction that wheel is going, because wheel tread matters. That is the right side. That is the front. We want the wheel rolling in this direction.
Okay. And how did you figure out which way was what?
So the right side had the plug
Okay.
on that side, yeah.
So that means that it's going this route.
Right.
Okay.
It's going to be rolling in this direction.
So the large one on the left.
Large on the left, and we want the tread rolling forward.
Okay.
Yep.
That's an important detail.
Yeah. Makes a difference.
All this dust on it from my road on that sand puddle. Yeah.
It's all there.
So there.
Yeah. Definitely need to wash my hands after this.
Yeah.
It's all good.
What do you think, Charlie?
We are working this thing back on.
So it was like not that it isn't a lot of work, but it wasn't as...
Yeah, it wasn't too much thinking.
It wasn't too much thinking, even though it's intimidating though.
It is.
It is.
Definitely.
But it can be overcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you're resting these things, make sure that the wire is going towards the motor, or towards that little divot in the axle.
Oh, okay. So there's a hole there with that.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you end up messing that thing up and you have a bad day.
And yeah, you have to wait for FedEx again.
Yep. Okay, so we have this. Let's feed that in.
So there's a hole here somewhere for that.
Yeah, that's right. Right here.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so find the hole. Okay. When an inner tube and a wheel really like each other.
They're friends.
Yeah, that's what happens.
How many times have you taken a wheel apart like this at this point?
This is the first. Or at least up to this point. I haven't needed to change an inner tube or anything like that.
Okay.
Until now. But it's a good experience. Okay. So we got the inner tube there. Let's lift the inner tube. Try to make sure you're tucking the inner tube under the wheel edge. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be peeling or bringing up all this whole lip of the wheel.
Yeah.
Or of the tire. And then we don't want to end up accidentally piercing the inner tube. Because I don't want to wait another couple days.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're here. Let's start bringing these edges in. Keep the one there.
So it's going to be really hard at the final end there, right? That's going to
Yeah.
be the making sure that the inner tube doesn't get squeaked.
Doesn't get pinched, yeah. Yeah, just gotta make sure you're looking. Work it slowly.
It would really suck if you're in the field and you get a punctured tire. Like, what do? You slime or
Call an Uber.
call an Uber? You know, so what are the people who do off-road, who's far out in the forest, and the
Okay.
wheel?
In that case, theoretically, you could use slime.
Yeah.
Or no, just pre-slime your tire. That's the point.
Pre-slime?
That's why.
What does that even mean?
Get slime. So you buy tire slime,
Okay.
and then just you throw it into the tire. You'll take off the little Schrader valve tip, and then throw slime into there, and then afterwards, then if you end up getting a puncture for whatever BS reason, then yeah, theoretically the slime will end up covering that area and then reseal your tire for you.
So basically, you just buy slime, you just put some in here, and that's it.
That's it.
And you recommend everyone to do that?
Either slime. There's another company called Armadillos
Yeah.
that a lot of people have been using, and that's been doing a good job from what I've been hearing.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you use that on your?
oh, I slime every single wheel.
Oh, really?
That's one of the first things I do,
Okay.
just because I like to have that little bit of safety cushion.
Do you have to deflate it first and then put the slime in, or how does that work?
Yes. So
Okay.
we can make that for another video, but pretty
Yeah.
much this little pin for the Schrader valve.
Yeah.
It's a kind of like a flathead type of deal.
Yeah.
Where you'll take a specific pin
Yeah.
or a specific screwdriver that you'll take off that pin, pull it out, take the slime, throw it into the wheel, and after throwing that into the wheel, then You just put the pin back and then pump it up.
Wow.
You just gotta make sure you distribute it evenly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Calm down.
I gotta go grab my my bike pump real quick.
Okay. What's going on, Law?
Alright, so we got the inner tube installed, tires there. What we're gonna do now is pump the tire just a little bit, not too much. The reason for that is you want to just have a little bit of air so you can just like evenly distribute the inner tube.
Yeah.
And make sure it's not in a weird place. Because if it's kinked weird, then you have a bad day.
So where do you think this uni wheel trend is going? You think it's a fad that's gonna go away?
It's
like
definitely not a fad, because not enough cool people are doing it in the first place. But again, on top of that, I mean, it's such a steep learning curve that you end up having only a select few that will get into it. So it does have that appeal as like, oh, not everybody's doing this, I'm special. But at the same time, the question is it enough to pull someone into the hobby?
How long time would it take to get someone on the comfortable level? In average, I know it's going to vastly different, but
right, yeah, you have people who are just into all types of random hobbies. You'll get them riding within an hour, or less than that.
yeah,
But they're on average, say like Han, he usually trains people, and he'll get them up to speed in maybe 2-3 hours of riding.
okay.
Yeah, so it's just dependent on the rider.
So that doesn't really seem like a steep learning curve to me.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's just daunting considering that you're on a single wheel as opposed to the two. Braking is different. Having to get off and dismount is not as safe as other forms of transportation.
But you're talking now like 1 or 2 hours just to go straight on the wheel.
Go straight, yeah.
But there's a lot more to it, right?
Of course. Yeah, so you have going straight, you have to learn how to turn, you have to learn how to brake. If you want to learn how to carve, that's another thing. So like you have the regular turning where you're just aiming your chest, but then you have like carving where you're having to lean your body in and really really get the wheel out from under you.
Okay.
There's so many different styles of riders. But it's always fun seeing people's different lines that they take.
Yeah.
So again, we're here. I'm just gonna bounce this around a little bit just to get it even. Should be good enough. So after we got that, we can inflate the tire the rest of the way. So this one, if you need understanding of tire rating, it'll say here 35, 45 PSI. So we'll just go straight to 40. And it's also dependent on rider weight, so.
Yeah. I think I had it at 20 something.
Oh yeah, 20? Yeah, you want more than that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably why
26.
That's probably why the thing popped. The inner tube got messed up.
But someone told me I had it at 34 and someone said no. So I noticed that when we ride, you never wear a backpack.
Backpack?
Yeah, because most riders wear a backpack, but I never see, like, I see you have this thing on the side.
Yeah.
And like...
So I like having things more minimalistic. If I do go on a longer group ride, that'll turn into me using a full backpack. I'll still keep this just because I don't feel like taking it off.
Yeah.
But we'll go over this another
time.
Another clip, yeah.
In another video. Yeah.
It's definitely unicycle pocket dumps are interesting.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? We should have on our next meeting with all of us. We should do a pocket dump with absolutely everyone.
That would be great.
Like what they're bringing. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll be surprised what we find.
Exactly. Okay. We're at 30.
So where do you see 30? Oh, there's a thing on the side.
Yeah, there's a gauge on the side. Okay. Yeah, this one is like $15 at Walmart.
Do you typically bring a mini pump?
Yes, for longer rides for sure.
Why is that?
Again, if you end up with a random, pop,
Yeah.
then at least there you can just keep inflating it over time while you're
Oh, I see.
riding. Yeah,
So you get home.
exactly. But along with that, say if I'm riding off-road or something, then I'll reduce my pressure just that little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, if I'm doing like a short course, like time trial type of deal, I'll run this tire at 25 and then I'll get like crazy laps. If I'm trying to do long distance and trying to make the tire last longer, or trying to make my range last longer, then usually I'll run it like 40, 45. But
All right.
average riding, definitely I usually run 30, 40 is my happy spot.
Okay.
Yeah, again, rider weight dependent. I usually run 40 on average, weighing at 200 pounds. But yeah, 35, 45 is usually a good number. Okay, so we have this all done. Let's get the Schrader cap again. Put that on. So we've got this.
Wow.
We have another motor in the wheel. Move this on the table because why not? Okay, so we've got our motor and motor set up in our new inner tube and tire. So let's put it down and start applying our pedal hangers. These are symmetrical. It does not matter for which one is going where. All you have to note is that these are squared off, so you just have to make sure that the flat sides are aligned. Let's do opposite just to have that wire out of the way. Okay, now let's tighten these.
Are you excited about the new wheels coming out with the suspension?
Oh, for sure.
All right. Why?
So with those, it's gonna be nice for the people who aren't ready to jump off all curbs and do all that, all the extra stuff. It's hard for me to say that it's made for pros, quote unquote, because pros would be able to handle riding off-road without that. It's gonna be like riding with mountain bikes. It's like riding a hardtail versus suspension all the time. Just mostly just rider dependent on what they're trying to get at. It'll definitely smoothen out people's ride, which is great. I look forward to seeing that. Okay, start arm wrestling. Yeah, the S18 is looking like it's gonna sell a lot more.
I heard
Just because-
according to e-wheels, it sells 2/3 more than
Nice. Yeah.
than the S11.
Yeah, it's a little bit better looking, and then on top of that you have the
A little bit.
extra. I'm a fan of both wheels.
Okay.
I like things that are weird. But
Yeah, because you like that new one that looks similar as which one was it?
Exactly.
Legion?
Which one?
You were talking about there was a new one coming.
Oh, so the other company, the Veteran?
Veteran. Oh, that was
Yeah.
yeah.
That thing I want to try out. It's pretty. But
Yeah, that was very boxy, same as the
it looks like a gas tank. Looks like a gas tank.
What a good design.
With a roll cage.
And why are you attracted to a gas tank?
Because it makes sense.
Yeah.
What happens is I don't need all the fancy dancy BS. I just want the wheel to work and then make it work consistently.
Yeah.
If it's not the prettiest wheel, add some stickers.
Regards to the prettiness of the wheel, it's getting covered by a leg anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
So
Most of
it's-
it's covered by a leg.
Yeah, so it's not like it's very visible when you're on the road, at least.
Nighttime, that's non-existent. You don't have to pay attention to whose wheel is a little bit more curvy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, yeah. Okay, again with these, you want to make sure that the screws are sitting even against the axle. As if you don't, you're going to have a bad day.
And you know the gyro that keeps you straight? Is that inside here?
No, it's inside the motherboard.
Oh, so the motherboard, where is the thing that knows if you're up and down, and that's in the motherboard?
That's inside the motherboard
Oh,
also.
it's like a sensor.
Yeah. If it was inside the wheel, then that'd be spinning.
Yeah, it would be spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Got that.
Have you ever tried a Segway before? Those two wheels?
The Segways, yeah.
What do you think of those?
They're fun. Not fast enough. They're too clunky. No one's gonna want to carry them around.
Yeah.
I like how this bar's straight again.
Wow, good job. Good job. A lot of spinach there.
Okay. Let's see if we can get it flex the other way. Okay. That's looking good. Let's get the other side. Okay, there we go. No, you got it twisting slightly the opposite direction.
Is that some kind of Walmart thing? Or?
I don't even know where I got that.
Oh.
It might have been for some other pair of skates or whatever.
Oh, check
This
it
is so much lighter. Just
yeah, it was like.
why don't we just ride with no wheels? Okay, so we have yellow wire to yellow. Can you confirm that there's nothing?
Nothing on this
stuck?
side. Yeah, nothing is stuck on this side.
I'm gonna line this up here. Let that fall down.
We're good here.
Good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna come down. All right, so we have that. Let's start with this side. We'll get the wire up from under. LED, we'll get that sitting down.
You think it will be possible to get hold of like a 2500 watt engine and put it in there, a motor?
Maybe, I wouldn't be surprised.
But then the control unit wouldn't be tuned to handle that, would it?
Right, yeah, it's an 84 volt. So then you probably want 100 volt at least for a 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll make a 16-inch with a 2500. That'd be insane. Okay, so tuck that under again, just to give it some clearance. I just want to get it in place and plugged in before we put it onto its side again. So this piece of foam, we'll get that little piece of foam out the way. Again with here, another piece of foam.
I think they did a great job padding everything.
Oh, it's great. I love it. Not hearing vibrations or squeaking, it's always a good time.
That's really annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you hear this.
So I got this. There's a nice click.
And why, in your opinion, like
Yes.
the Gotways the engines are so much more noisy?
Noisy?
Yeah, the King Song is like quiet. You can't even hear it.
I think you were comparing that to with the MSP versus
Yeah.
a lot of other wheels. So it's the size of the magnets
Oh.
inside the.
But it's
the
only
MSP.
like if you look at for 2200 to 2500, that's not a
Yeah.
lot of percentage.
Yeah,
You
but
put
the width of the magnets is it's a huge difference.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so then that's why you'll hear that extra whir just because the motor. We took the foam piece from earlier that we removed.
Yeah.
We'll just tuck that back in there.
Oh,
Just to keep
you're
that
doing
wire
a
there.
thorough work here.
Yeah. So we got that. That's good to go. And then we might as well.
Are you planning? So you put that back together, but you didn't put like anything around it, like a tape or.
No.
We don't need that.
It's not really necessary. I mean,
Okay.
you have that little piece that's locking it in place.
Okay.
We could throw an extra piece of tape on it. Would it make that much of a difference?
You
Not
think that's
really.
for rattling or?
It's It's just for consistency.
Okay.
We'll throw a piece of tape on there for peace of mind.
Just in case it was supposed to be there.
It should be fine without. Should be fine without, but might as well throw that there. I'm just gonna throw like 2 screws in here for now.
Yeah.
Just so we can flip the other wheel and then have it line up properly. Or something like that. Okay, so we got that. Let's grab I'm just gonna grab the shell again. Put that on to protect everything from it being leaned over again. So we got that. Now we have this wire. Let's tuck that in. Other piece of foam that we saved. You just mash it back in there.
Yeah, so when you're doing the assembly again, it's you see how fast it goes.
Oh,
it's easier to see.
Yeah, when it's like when you're driving somewhere, and then when you drive back, it feels like nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's that same concept, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so the other LED, we'll put that back where it was.
And those are essential brake lights.
Yeah, unless you really don't want to let people know that you're braking.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that in. Let's screw that back in place.
And what's your one favorite feature on the King Song that you think it stand out? But
Handles.
handles. The handles is the best thing.
It's the handle. Yeah, if King Songs didn't have the handle, you wouldn't really tell them much apart from the Inmotions.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more performance, but not much. Oh, that's another thing with the suspension wheels. The Inmotion only having a 2,000 watt motor as opposed to the King Song's 22 in the S18. That is a sacrifice with climbing ability. And I don't know if I want to make that sacrifice, but at the same time, if it's nice, then it's nice. Okay, so we got this done. We gotta put these pedal screws back in because we probably want to have some sort of stability.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's a little important.
I know who's gonna do the first ride and sacrifice their.
You?
You.
It's me, okay.
It's gonna be you.
I'll do that. I believe in this wheel. For now.
For now, let's see.
Let's find out.
Whatever.
That would be hilarious if this was backwards, or if it was wired backwards.
Yeah, and it was just lean forward and it just went backwards and. Well, but you will probably handle that just fine.
I'll make it
if
work.
I know you, right?
I'll try it.
We'll just spin around. It's like, yeah, it's like second nature for me.
Yeah.
Finally, the wheel is doing something.
It's like all those tests with the when people add the gear set to make bicycle handles work opposite.
Yeah.
So you have to turn left to turn right.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones. I love watching those videos. Just seeing people struggle. Okay. Getting those back in place. Make sure that the screws are tight, because if they're not tight, then you end up having some weird crunching, shaky noises.
Yeah, that would suck.
Scare you all the time. Make you question why you even got the wheel. I need a better screwdriver. Pick one up after this, we'll see. Okay, so that's good. Let's get the other shell on. And then before we flip it over again, we might as well just tighten everything up and put in the regular screws. Okay, so literally just the same 10 screws, we'll just put those back in.
Okay, so what's going on here?
Okay, so we put our screws on after the retightening all those little pedal screws.
Yeah.
It's pretty much good to go, so
let's see if it turns on.
So we saved you all the misery of having to watch me put on 20 screws and then put on the pedals. But it's looking like it's good. It's connected. Yeah.
The lights are flickering a bit.
What was that?
The light is flickering a bit. Oh, no, they flicker at the beginning, not now.
Okay.
Alright, I was just wondering if there's something. It's the first time it's been riding.
It might have been just from me slightly moving it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So then, it's good to go. We are back in business.
Wow, look at you.
Just has to say that.
Yeah.
It's good to go. Let's see if we can hop with it. No, we need pads.
Hurley, come on.
So yeah, it's good to go.
Wow. What a great job you did.
Yeah. We did the thing.